Hello everybody, and once again, welcome to the Everyday Goth Collective. I am your hostess, Crystal. So we are going to be doing something a little different today from the Craft With Me's that I've been doing. Don't worry, we still have so much we have to do. I actually got a new piece in today with more bats, so we are going to be doing some more bats. I am super excited to show you guys here. Let me show you. So here's all the stuff that I have currently out. I made these earrings, and I want to make this choker to go along with it, so we're just going to incorporate those colors. We still have to shorten this thing. I bought another spider. I was very sad when the last one died. I've been wanting to do something with this. I am just not sure what. Let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe we can come up with something together. And here is the bats. So of course we are going to take this entire thing apart. But once again, this is for another video. I just wanted to show you guys, don't worry, the craft train is still a chuggin', and we have not given up on this. I just really want to do something else today. You may have also noticed, you remember that piece that I said that was broken? I went ahead and fixed it. It was awful to fix, and I just did not want you guys subjugated to that on camera. Anyways, it's really nice to see you guys. I have been so busy getting ready for grad. Don't worry, my side shave is still there. I just took graduation pictures, so I needed to kind of cover it up just a little bit so that way the cap would fit on and everything looked good. But anyways, I wanted to do something else today. I am a part of a goth group, and we have had this major influx of baby bats. And for those of you that don't know, a baby bat is essentially someone who is new to gothic subculture. It has nothing to do with age. It has nothing to do with who you are as a person. It's just the fact that you're new to the subculture and you're still learning. And a lot of people like to say that baby bat is a derogatory term. I completely disagree. I think that baby bats should personally be cherished because they are the future of our subculture. And it just makes me really sad to see all of these baby bats being dismissed when all they really want to do is learn about something that they probably already have an innate thing for. And I wanted to make this video because when I was younger, there were a lot of questions that I had as well. Like I told you that in a previous video, I was pretty much raised in the alt scene. Both of my parents are pretty alternative, but that doesn't mean that we don't have questions still. Like, neither of my parents are goth, so even though they were alternative people, they still didn't have that connection with me quite. So there were questions, and there were things that they couldn't really answer. And for those answers, I relied on other people, older goths, people that had been in the community for much longer. And without them, I would not have my own personal style today. So I really wanted to make a video just listing a little bit of advice for baby bats. Some of these questions I have seen on this Facebook group. Some of them I came up with myself, just because they were things that I knew that I wanted to know. But I hope that this is okay for a break. I've just been so busy, and crafting is just, I don't really want to do it today. But I do believe that tomorrow I'm going to get started on the choker. And then just bear with me. I promise we'll get back to it. So for all of the stuff, I actually went and wrote it down, because I did not want to forget, and my brain has just been like a pot of scrambled eggs with dealing with grad and making sure all deadlines are met. But I did go ahead and write it down, so I'm just going to kind of read off what I wrote and then elaborate on it. They're only about 10 things of advice. I won't go too far, you know, so that way we don't have a 20-minute video of just me talking. But let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to let you guys know, as young bats, goths do not gatekeep. We have been discriminated against since the moment we started putting on the makeup, the clothes, listening to the music. Any goth that will sit there and gatekeep you from being in our community is probably not an actual goth. I think I've already said this in a video before, and I still stand by that. I don't believe that a community who is already founded on alternative principles cannot just let people be. And that's just not right. And it's really something that needs to change, is that gatekeeping should be a thing that is no longer allowed. And it is unfortunate that it still happens today. All right, my second little nugget of wisdom for you guys is you do not have to like a certain music to be a goth. Now, I think I've already elaborated on this in my previous video. I don't know how to link it in my video. I don't. So just go to my playlists and you'll see it. But you do not have to have certain tastes in music to be considered goth. It has evolved into so much more than that since the 80s, when it was first really starting to become big on the scene. And now there are so many different genres of music that goth people listen to that it can't even really be connected to its old roots anymore. So yeah, music was a big founding source for our community. However, like everything else in life, things evolve and they change, and subcultures are no different. Society is no different. Goth is more than just music, and the people that don't like that, I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. Now, this next one is a huge one that I hear so much, and it's not even necessarily just on this group. So, you do not have to dress in all black to be goth. Now, we dress in black because we like dark things. It's just a part of who we are. For some of us, we've always dressed this way. But there are more than just one type of goth. There are subgenres of goth. You have goths that wear nothing but rainbows. You have pastel goths. You have goths that do guru art, which is basically like wearing white and then showering themselves with blood. There are so many different styles. There's just, you don't have to wear only black. I'm wearing navy today and blue. You don't have to wear only black. You wear what you want to wear. Remember that this is an alt culture. And as long as you're being yourself, no one's going to give you problems. And if they do, once again, they're probably not a true goth. Now, the next one is actually a pretty good question because it's a matter of relationships. So there were people asking, you know, if you can date a non-goth. Now, you can date whoever the hell you want to date. There is nothing wrong with dating someone who isn't in your subculture. As a matter of fact, the man I married, my husband, is not a goth. You can do whatever you like. If you fall in love with someone who likes to, I don't know, do a whole lot of sports, you know, that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. As a matter of fact, I think that having a partner that is not quite in the subculture can actually help you achieve balance in your life, so that a way you don't always go balls to the wall. Because as we all know, at least adult goths, as we all know, life gets in the way a lot of our subculture, or a lot of the time when we want to express what our subculture is. But a good partner can help you balance that out. Basically show you, yeah, that's cool, but maybe if you just pull a little bit away here, things will be a little bit more tolerable for my parents that are very Catholic. Now, this one should kind of be obvious, but there were a few questions about this. You do not have to live in a certain place like Germany or Edinburgh, Scotland. I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Curse my Texan accent. But you do not have to live in a certain place to be Goth. Goth people are everywhere. I live in a small town in southern Texas. We are everywhere. There are Goths that live in Kentucky. There are Goths that live in Oklahoma. There are Goths that probably live in Africa. We are everywhere. And you do not have to live in a certain place in order to be in the subculture. I'm surprised that that had to be answered, but I guess it's not that obvious. Because you do think of places like Edinburgh and Germany, and they have these huge goth scenes. And, you know, America, we kind of have a goth scene. It's a little bit less normal here. You know what I mean? So this next one is a pretty good one. It's more for older people that are just now getting into the subculture, not necessarily for people that are like me, who started off really young. There is no age limit on becoming your true self. If you look at our subculture and you're saying, that's me, but I'm just too old to do it. No, you're not. You're really not. Honestly, some of the coolest goths that I know personally are well into their 40s, well into their 50s, very experienced people with life, and they care about our subculture. You are never too old to start living your true self. The only one stopping you from being your true self is you. So don't be afraid to make that change. If you don't want to make the change to be goth, don't let it be because of age. Despite what everyone thinks, you can be in our subculture and still lead a completely normal life, lead a normal career. Not everyone who is in our subculture is fundamentally damaged. Now, granted, some of us have some mental issues, and myself included. I have very severe anxiety to the point to where it destroys my body. But you can still have a normal life and a normal career. What is going to matter at the end of the day is whether or not you're genuine and whether or not you care about others. And as long as you show them that, eventually what you wear on your body will not matter at all. As a matter of fact, people will think it's amazing because you'll be a walking dichotomy. For example, I work in a biolab, and it is not because of favors. It is not because of anything other than the fact that I worked really hard to get that job. I made A's in my classes, I excelled in microbiology, and my teacher noticed and gave me the position. It had nothing to do with anything other than me. Eventually, when you show people that you are a legitimate person, then your clothes won't matter. So a lot of us goths get our inspiration from things like horror movies and Elvira, Mistress of the Dark, and things like that. Now, you do not have to be into that stuff. As a matter of fact, you don't have to like movies at all. I don't really even like movies. I can't stand them. There are very few that I like. Now, don't think that you have to stomach a horror movie and scare the crap out of yourself just to be goth. That's not necessary. As a matter of fact, I recommend you don't do that. Don't do that, because you don't need to do that. You should be accepted in our community, not because of your love for horror, but because you vibe with our community. So this next one may be a little bit controversial. As a goth, do you have to have a certain set of religious beliefs? No. No, you shouldn't. And honestly, if someone is trying to get you to believe what they believe in and they're labeling it as goth, it's probably not a religion, and it's definitely not goth. It's probably a cult. We don't do that here. Now, granted, we do wear religious icons on our clothes and as jewelry. I'm wearing a cross right now, but that is more for aesthetic purposes. And for me, for someone like me, I take a little bit of every religion. I am actually atheist, but I do believe that religion teaches us a lot of important things. And that's why I personally like to incorporate religious stuff into my jewelry. But it is not necessary. As long as you are respectful to other people's beliefs, you can worship Jesus Christ, you can worship Satan, you can worship pagan gods, you can worship nothing at all, like me, and still be a goth. The bottom line is to just be yourself and be respectful. And I think that is the going theme throughout all of this, is just to be yourself. And I think that will even continue as we go down this list. Dumb me didn't realize that that was actually my last bullet point. Just be yourself. We do not police people on how they look or how they think that they should look. We believe that in our alternative culture, people choose who they want to be. They put themselves together the way they choose. And if it looks good to them, that's all that matters. The only thing you can do as a fellow goth, even as a baby bat, a new fellow goth, is to just be supportive of your fellows. Don't be a gatekeeper. Help people grow. Because like I said, baby bats, they are the new crop of goths. And whether we like it or not, they're going to evolve our subculture. And if you want it to be evolved into something good, then I suggest you start putting your money where your mouth is and teaching them. That was more for goths that are a little older. Sorry. If you're a baby bat, ignore that. You are precious. But anyway, just be yourself. You know, we respect individuality more than anything else in our subculture. And we think it's just the coolest thing. If nothing else, it's more art to add to our lives. It's more friends. And being goth, it's hard to get friends sometimes because we're freaking weirdos. It's just the way we are. And while that is okay, society, they don't necessarily agree most of the time. So if you see a fellow goth out there, be nice. Don't look at their style and say that that's not goth. Because you don't know. You have no idea. And they could be the most metal person you know. And you wouldn't even have any idea because you were assuming and didn't give them the chance to even explain themselves. Thank you so much if you stuck around for this long. I just wanted to do this because I deeply care about our subculture. I care about our baby bats, and I care about where it's going. And there are too many of us older goths out there that are not willing to teach. For all you older goths out there that are one of these people who are gatekeeping and making fun of baby bats, calling them, derogatory things, calling them fake. How can you be new at something and be fake? That's all I want to know. But anyway, if you are one of these people, you really need to consider your actions, because the rest of us are still watching, and we don't accept that. Or at least the majority of us do not accept that. When you were a baby bat, you would have wanted someone to be on your side too. And so that's why I'm here. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed that video, and once again, I promise we will get back on the craft with me's. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't already, please like and subscribe for more content. We'll probably be releasing a couple more videos this week, and I love you all, and whether you're big, small, new or old into our culture, you are beautiful, you are loved, and you deserve to be here. Okay, bye guys.